There's a row of sunflowers in my backyard, right outside my parents' window. My mother planted them because they were her favorite flower, and we saw them all the time. In a little house off Lemon Avenue in Southern California with a basketball hoop in the front and fruit trees in the back. Granted, time has a way of altering our memories, and I'm sure to some extent my reminiscing has been dramatized. But I can't help when I look back at that period of time to feel anything but good. Like pure happiness, simplicity. Coming back from the pool, laying out in the sun with my brother and sister, or, creating forts out of lawn chairs while we launched peaches, plums, and lemons at each other like complete idiots. Having life-altering conversations, critical discussions, like who's the most important character in Star Wars, and, that scene in Titanic. The side door of the garage I used to sneak in the Slim Shady LP, I got caught. I don't know what it was, but all of that was right. And when I think of that row of sunflowers, slowly swaying in the breeze beneath the California sun, my mind often wonders if that's gone forever. I don't want to entertain the thought, but I can't help but ask. My pragmatic brain doesn't even know what it is. Somehow my soul does, though. I probably post too frequently for most folks to listen to every episode. But if you've been following along, you've heard me refer to, the last few months as certainly challenging mentally and physically. And this is not, the world's smallest violin, poor me type moment. Everything's fine now and will be. But hey, the thing about talking about where I am is that you'll get the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So I'm gonna see if I can sum up this background context in about 45 seconds here. Recently, found myself doing too many unimportant things, swaying from the writing, speaking, and video creation that I love so much. So I swung the pendulum all the way to the other end and walked away from a lot of projects, right? Tore down my studio, spent about a month building a new one with various sets, colors, designs, just got it functional about a week ago. Sat down, rolled up my sleeves, looked around, and felt deeply like I had absolutely nothing to say. Just tired. Tired and a little lost. And I think it came to a head the other day. I cleared my schedule for 2 days to sit, to think, and to write, which is a big deal for me now, right? Even with everything I cut away, I have clients and, a production team to manage, a business to run, videos to make, working with sponsors, all these things, right? But I knew I had to do it. And so I did, and 2 days later, I kid you not, I had nothing worthwhile written down. Some anecdotes, right? The kind of stuff you get when you search for inspirational quote on Google, but nothing that I felt moved the needle or was, game-changing in any way. And that's when things felt the heaviest they felt in a long time. It's like, okay, dude, you just took an axe to your entire life to go all in on these videos. You better execute. Or what? A voice asked me. You know what the difference is between my brain and the brain of a golden retriever sitting on the couch, looking out the window, thinking about nothing but food and that squirrel that he so desperately wants to chase? The difference is, I think in stories, and so do you, and that is a beautiful thing, so long as you're telling the right ones. What a power that is, right? Life is a culmination of the stories you're telling. And when I've said this is therapy for me in the past, to sit here and share these thoughts, I'm not kidding. I start these videos with a question and sometimes find my answer before I'm even halfway through. And the story I've been telling myself for the past few months is that, life is hard. Life is chaos. So be better. Find a way to be better. Sometimes that is the cold, hard truth. Sometimes it's what I need. But sometimes that's not the answer. Sometimes I need to remember to plant sunflowers again. Sometimes I need to remember that contentment and momentum and fulfillment is an outstretched hand away. Momentum doesn't have to be some crazy artistic breakthrough. Sometimes momentum can just be recapturing that feeling of laughing in your backyard on a beautiful day in Southern California. And maybe you've been there. Maybe you've felt lost or overwhelmed or stuck. Maybe you've been in the minutia so deep that you've forgotten what life is all about. Well, maybe this can be your reminder that you're not as far off as you think. That you just need to reach out, to stretch into the darkness and create that little spark that will remind you how good things really are. Hopefully, I'll be old someday, looking back on life. And I bet I won't remember the struggles or difficult times faced in this studio. But I will remember the sunflowers. I'll remember the times I closed my eyes and breathed life in. So whatever season of life you're navigating, don't forget, nothing is gone. No beauty has been dissolved. It just waits for us to recreate it.